Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. So it's been a little bit of a gap between videos here. Um, Life has happened. I've been doing a lot of different things at work, been taking on a bit more responsibilities here and there. We've had a bunch of newer people come into work, so I've been kind of in charge of training them and doing that, and then just running around and kind of keeping everything running as smoothly as possible. So between that, normal family stuff, the past couple of summers, been doing a lot of electrical work in the house. We got a pool, which kind of caused me to have to rewire half of the damn house and dig lots of trenches outside, which is so much fun. But anyway, I'm gonna have some upcoming videos, and I'll have some videos at the end of this actually. So I do have a project, which I'll tell you about in a second, and I also have some video of some volunteer work I've been doing down at Battleship Cove, which I'll put later in this video. So one thing, the next project is going to be my daughter for Halloween wanted to be a dinosaur. So, of course, I have to dress up with her, right? So I went as Nedry from Jurassic Park, the IT guy, the guy that played Newman, the big guy with the glasses that did all the security thing that stole the embryos. So, of course, I got the parka and the glasses and the correct shirt and the pants and everything. And you need to have the shaving cream can that he takes the embryos with it. But me being me, you can't just have the shaving cream can. You have to make the prop from the movie. So that's what I did, and kind of just did it from screen caps and got an idea of the dimensions and made my own mechanism to pop it up just like it does in the movie, and can lock it back in and pop it back on the can there. So that'll be an upcoming project. Also, past couple of weekends, I've been doing some volunteer work down at Battleship Cove. So, for those of you who don't know, Battleship Cove is a maritime museum. So, they have three museum ships. They have the U.S.S. Massachusetts, which is a South Dakota class battleship. They have the U.S.S. Lionfish, which is a Vallejo class submarine, and the U.S.S. Joseph P. Kennedy, which is a Gearing Fram 1 destroyer. So I talked to the volunteer corps and told them basically my skills in fabrication and machine shop and air conditioning, refrigeration, electrical controls, that thing, and was able to go down there and get on their team repairing the destroyer. So this destroyer, the Joseph P. Kennedy, was built in 1945, commissioned in 46, so it missed out on World War II, but it did serve in shore bombardment during the Korean War. It also served as a blockade ship during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and it was part of the recovery fleet for the Gemini space capsules. I don't think all of them, I think only a couple specific ones. I'm not sure about that though. So it's a Gearing class destroyer that went through the Fram 1 upgrade in the early 60s. So that entailed removing the super firing 5-inch turret, rebuilding the superstructure, adding the ASROC launcher, so it's the anti-submarine rocket basically depth charge and torpedo launcher. And it also had a nuclear depth charge capabilities. You can look up the ASROC nuclear tests. It's a very interesting video of that. And they added the Dash, which is a drone anti-submarine helicopter. So it's a twin-rotored, single mast but twin rotors drone. But it wasn't successful. Let's put it that way. It was a little bit finicky, and it was controlled by radio, but only using radar and visual reckoning. It didn't have any kind of video capabilities. They did make a version that had that, but by that time it was pretty much a moot point. The project was being canceled. On board this destroyer, there is a Dash. There is one of those in the hangar. I didn't get a picture of it though, because we didn't get that hangar open. But so anyway, my job for the past couple times I went down there was to get the electric heat running in the forward part of the ship. There were basically space heaters up front that were broken. So rather than having them buy new ones, I was able to gut them, replace the contactors and transformers, and get those back and running. Everything is 460 volt. They also had another gentleman who put a steam plant on the ship, so basically two brand new Well-McLean steam boilers, oil-fired steam boilers, hook them into the original ship systems up to a point, I think up until 3/4 of the way forward, I think is where we stopped, or is where he stopped. Everything forward of that is the electric heat. And run it through the original steam coils and the original blowers. So I was helping getting some of those blowers up and running, because the electrical on that thing is amazing and everywhere. Not only considering the age of the boat and the amount of modifications that have been done to it, let's put it that way, but also the fact that it is a warship, so all the electrical isn't centrally located. It's spaced throughout the ship, so if the ship takes a hit, it can continue functioning. The biggest thing right now for them is getting decks repaired, decks welded. There's a lot of rot that has been, and a lot of it has been hidden under asbestos tiles. So they got the asbestos tiles removed and found that these decks were just Swiss cheese. Kind of uncovered a can of worms, and every, a giant onion, and every layer you peel back is stinkier than the next. So the biggest thing was getting the deck secured, and a lot of welding has been taking place. And like I said, for the winter was the heat, so that way they once they get the decks welded, they can put down rust preventer and sealer and get those decks watertight again. The destroyer itself, I mean, it's not built to last. They were built for a purpose. They were built for a war, and in the case of this one, it was never needed for that war, but its life was extended by the FRAM program, which was never meant to be at that point. So, I mean, the hull's only 3/8 of an inch thick. This boat has been sitting there since the 70s. It hasn't moved since 2000. It was moved out of there and towed to Rhode Island to use for the movie 13 Days. I think that was the last time that the ship was actually moved. So, that amount of time sitting in salt water does take its toll. So if you guys want, like, I have some video of some of the compartments that I was in and some pictures that I'm going to throw up here. If you guys want, you can go down into the description box. There is a link to the Battleship Cove Museum's YouTube channel, also their Facebook page, and also the Joseph Kennedy's Facebook page. So you can see some of the work that is going on there and some of the programs that they have going on that you guys can take advantage of. As the guys down there get more comfortable with me, obviously, I mean, they don't know me from a hole in the wall. I've only been down there 2 or 3 times. So I don't want to step on their toes or anything and ask to film this, that, and the other thing for my channel. They have their own thing going on their channel, but hopefully as I get more comfortable and they get more comfortable with me, I can take video of more interesting things. But in the meantime, I have basically just some cell phone footage, couple minutes each, of some of the projects and stuff that I did down there, or in some of the compartments I was in. And one of the decks that you'll see that is rotted through, that has the water in it, that water that is in the bilge underneath that deck is not coming in from the hull. That is finding its way down there from the top down. So that's basically from superstructure leaks from rainwater getting in through the decks and just finding its lowest point, which happens to be right in the bilge below the reefer deck. So that's not seawater intrusion, that's rainwater intrusion into the ship. But either way, that is still going to have to be pumped out at some point. We just haven't gotten around to it yet. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next ones that we're going to make, and have a good holiday. So this is a mount for the 5-inch barbette for the 5-inch gun that's above me. Basically just got that back running. propellant charger cell casings. Down at the berthing compartment, here's where my breaker was. There's actually a room below us in it's a shell room, and everything in here is 460. We're shore power, but we're still running stuff through the original ship systems. That's been pretty much modified in lots of places. A couple weeks ago, I got the 1MC speakers and system up and running. Off. I wonder if the red lights work. The red lights work? Yeah, they do. You just can't see them. All right, one heater down. I think I got 3 of these. Oh, I just whacked my dome. Oh, got 3 to go. Storage. This is the outside hull. This is where the breakers are. The computer room. Which are behind the thing. Oh, I just whacked my head again. That's why it's painted red. Nope. That's 4. Okay, let's go see if that clicked on. I ducked this time. 4 amps contactors pulled in. The blower. We have heats.
Patches that have failed that are terrible, but I can cut those out. Put new ones in.
Is that a fucking...